I'll be showing 10 new features in Excel. This includes Desktop 365, Excel for the web, and iPad. So let's get started. The first new feature is a vastly improved checkbox. So I'm going to go here to the Insert menu, and over on the right under Cell Controls, there's this new checkbox option. Now I'm going to click this, and I'm going to make a little Done checkbox here. Now I'm going to drag this down, so we're going to have a few different items we want to put for checkboxes. Now I'm going to put in my task list. I'm a big fan of the office space, so I've got my TPS report design and all the things that Bill Lumberg is going to want for a good TPS report offsite. Now I'll add a formula which can detect true or false in this box. Now by default, when I select it right here, it says false. And if I check it, it says true. So that behavior is now automated. It makes it really easy to check for true and false. I will put a formula in this cell that's going to see if this box is checked or not. So I'll put it in the formula bar right there. And here's my formula. If A2 is equal to true, then Bill Lumberg is happy. Else, Lumberg is mad. We'll hit enter. So by default, since that checkbox is not checked, then Bill Lumberg is mad. And I'm going to just double click this to add that same formula here. So Lumberg is mad until these checkboxes start turning to true. So when I check this, Lumberg is happy. Great. So all my checkboxes here, Lumberg is happy. I'm sure you can come up with lots of different examples on how you can use checkboxes. The second new feature is the ability to put photos directly into a cell and fit it perfectly. It's really handy. I'm going to go to the Insert menu here, and I want to add a photo of Michael Scott. I will go to Pictures, and there's a new option, Place in Cell. And I'm going to go here and choose Online Pictures. Search for Michael Scott. There's a nice picture. We'll select this one and choose Insert. And now it's put in perfectly into this cell. I can even make this a little bit narrower, and it fits nicely. The other nice thing you can do when I click here is that will take it and make it really big. And so you can go back and forth, make it small, make it big. So for example, Dwight Schrute here, I'm going to go Insert, Pictures, Place over Cells, and I'm going to choose a stock image. This one seems to be a nice representation of Dwight's personality. I'll hit Insert. Now it makes it really big. But this icon here, when I just hover, Place in Cell, I'll click it. It automatically places it in the cell. And if I click on this cell right here, I get that same little icon, make it big, so it's easy to go back and forth just like that. The third new feature is an improvement to the sharing dialog, making it easier to share your Excel files. In the upper right, I'm going to click on Share, and then I'm going to choose this Share. Here's the new dialog. It's vastly simplified, so I can have a person I want to share this out to. I can set the edit or read or can't download right here. So right now it's edit. I could set, hey, he can open this, but he can't download it if I want to set that. I can add a message. I can also easily copy the link right here if I just want to paste that link somewhere. I can also hit the link settings and get a lot more details. So I can have people at Microsoft, people with existing access, they can't download it, all those details, and I'll hit the back button. And then lastly, the nice little three-dot menu here, I can share in Outlook or I can send a copy, both a workbook or a PDF. So a lot of nice options, but it's packed into this very simple sharing dialog. The fourth new feature is improvements to control data conversions. So I'm going to go to the File menu here, and I'm going to choose Options at the bottom. This feature shipped a few months ago, but we've made some improvements to make it even easier to find and use. First off, instead of being on the Advanced tab and buried, it is now on the Data tab. If I click here, Automatic Data Conversion is right here. So it's really easy to find. And the ones that have existed are these first three checkboxes here. And now Convert Continuous Letters and Numbers to a Date has also been added. So what that means is I'm going to highlight here. So if you have this default like option, for example, you have Jan 1, it'll always remain as Jan 1 instead of converting it to January 1st. So if I uncheck this, it's not going to auto convert it. Let's go test that out. I'll hit OK. In the A1 cell, I will type Jan 1. Hit enter. It doesn't convert it. Other examples might be removing the leading zeros or converting with E notation. I'm going to go turn this one back on. I'll hit Options and Data. We will click that back on and hit OK. Now, if I type another date, November 5th, see it converts it to that different date like that. That's the default that Excel will do. The fifth new feature is in Excel for the web, and we've integrated Power Automate into the Automate tab for workflow. So I'm going to click on Automate, and there's a new button here, Automate Work. I'm going to click this. This opens up the Power Automate tab, and this is a great way to speed up all sorts of workflow. I'm not going to do a deep dive on Power Automate, but it allows you to set up workflows, whether it's with Outlook integration or Forms or SharePoint. Lots of great examples right here below on how you can automate types of workflows. Things like tracking planner tasks in Excel, or when you get a new form response, put it into Excel. I'll do a simple one that is monitor incoming emails, and then when you get them, put them into Excel tab. So I'm going to click this here, and it's going to monitor emails to an incoming alias. I'll give this a flow name. Monitor mails from Mike. I'm just going to send mails to myself for this example, but you could monitor mails for anything. I'm going to hit the next button. Now first I'll set the folder, so I'm going to monitor my own inbox. Here's my inbox, I'll select it. Now choose the email alias. And there's my alias, and I will hit create flow. Now that flow is created, I'm going to close this dialog, and we're going to wait for a mail from Mike to come in. Okay, automate email responses just appeared. I'm going to click this. And here is what came in. It is a mail. I'm going to expand these so you can read it. It's a mail right here from Mitch@Microsoft.com. Please turn in your TPS report. Oh, and I'm going to have to come out on a Saturday. And here's when it was received. So super easy to set up all sorts of complex workflows with Power Automate that pop right into Web Excel. The sixth new feature is improvements to pivot chart formatting in Excel for the web. I've got a pivot table here, and I'm going to select it just like this. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to say format. The first thing I'll do is click here to open up the filters. We'll click here, and when I uncheck and check these different options and hit OK, it's going to real-time update my pivot chart. So it made some updates there. I can also go over here on the right and start formatting things. So I'm going to select one of these bars and change the color. So it's really easy. I will go and make this red, and I can go and make the outline maybe blue. It's really easy to change these different things on your pivot chart from the formatting pane on the right. So some subtle improvements to make it easier to quickly format your pivot charts. The seventh new feature is improvements to the Addins experience in Excel for the web. I'm on the Home tab, and over on the right there's an Addins button. It's been improved. I'll drop this down. I've got my add-ins right here, and I can see all. If I click here, it pulls up all the add-ins that I've added. I'm a big fan of QR for Office whenever I'm making QR code. And I can manage my add-ins right here. I close this and go back. Another option I have is to click More Add-ins right here. This gives me a whole set of add-ins that I can search for. This dialog's been improved and enhanced, and I can go right here and explore all these different things. And then I can hit Close. We've also, in the File menu, put the same experience. So Get Add-ins here. It pulls up that same type of pane. Here's a bunch of nice add-ins. I can manage my add-ins by clicking at the bottom. And I can also go back and say File, Get Add-ins, and choose More Add-ins, and I get that same searching experience. So it's an improved overall way to find and manage your add-ins when using Excel for the web. The eighth new feature is improvements to formula authoring in Excel for the web. First one I'll show is on formulas. I go here and click Insert Function. This dialog has been improved. Here are a bunch of different functions, and I'm going to choose some. And now I can test out some numbers. So I'll select this number here for number 1, click on number 2, and I'll select this number here, and I can get the function result. So it's very similar to Excel Desktop, but all these insert function where you can experiment with the different functions are now available in Excel for the web. And we'll close this. A few more updates for formulas in Excel for the web is improved readability. I'm going to select cell E5 right here, and if I go up, I can click in here, and you can now see this little parentheses hovering and seeing where things are. So the outer parentheses, the inner parentheses, if I click in here, and when I hover on these numbers, it actually shows me the value of each of those cells. So that's an improvement for readability. The ninth new feature is auto-suggested formulas in Excel for the web. I've got my Office Salesforce here, and here are the people, and here are the sales, and I've got a total. Right now I'm just going to do equals, and automatically it recognizes a bunch of things here that I might want to sum it. So here is a suggested formula. I just click. Oh, nice and easy. It will suggest other formulas as well, depending on how your spreadsheet is set up. The 10th new feature is conditional formatting on Excel iPad. I'm here in my spreadsheet, and I'm going to select a set of cells for my inventory value. Now I'll go to the Home tab, and I'm going to scroll over on the right, and there is a nice little new button, conditional formatting. Tap that, and I'm going to choose color scales first, and I'm going to choose one of these options, and really easy to do conditional formatting. Let's undo. Another option is data bars. I'll pick an option for data bars. Same thing. I'll undo. The last one I'll do is icon set. So choose one of your favorite icon shapes here and colors. There you go. If you want to keep up with all the latest Microsoft updates and tips and tricks, subscribe to my channel and then just ring the bell so you get all the latest videos that I post.